Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable our lecturer, Ma'am Fianti and Sir Amrullah, and also my beloved friends. Today we are from Group 6. We would like to discuss to you about philosophy of language. The first speaker is me, Mahran Abdi Maros. The second is Melanium. The third is Aminus Sholihin. The fourth speaker is Dewi Nurholis. For the content, we divide it into 5 proper names, description view, the new theory of reference, put-name twin-earth examples, the two dimensionalist backlash, holism, and incommensurability. So, for the philosophy of language by Rod Bertolet, the central topic in philosophy of language relevant to the philosophy of science is theory of meaning, specifically focused on the distinction between meaning and reference. The philosophy of language is branch of philosophy that explores the nature, structure, and functions of language. It investigates the questions related to meaning, communication, interpretation, and the relationship between language and reality. Philosophers of language examine how language influences thought, the connection between linguistic expression and the word, and the ways in which language can be analyzed and understood. The key points, the topics include semantics, the study of meaning, syntax, sentence structure, pragmatics, language use in context, and the philosophy of linguistics. Overall, the philosophy of language pursues to understand the fundamental principles underlying human language and its role to shaping our understanding of the world. Next, now we have proper names, the descriptions view. The description view of proper names in the philosophy of language implies that the meaning or reference of proper name is associated with a cluster of descriptions rather than single fixed definition. Unlike common nouns, which often have a clear and distinct definitions, proper names are thought to refer to individuals based on the variety of associated characteristics or descriptions itself. For example, imagine you have a friend named Alex. The description view says that the name Alex isn't just a random label. It comes with a bunch of descriptions or details about Alex. For example, Alex, the one who loves playing guitar. Alex, who works at the bookstore. Now, these details help us to understand who Alex is. The philosophy here is a name isn't empty. It has a bunch of meaningful information attached to it. Now consider the name of river. Instead of having one fixed definition, it carries various descriptions. River, the adventurous explorer of the Amazon. River, known for discovering rare species in Africa. When you hear river, it's not just an empty word. It brings to mind different details about that individual. This aligns with the philosophy of languages descriptions, suggesting that names come with a set of descriptions, helping us recognize and understand who or what they refer to. It's like a short bio attached to each name. Next. So in the last, we have the new theory of reference. In the 1970s, philosophers like Danelan and Kripke challenged the older theories about how words, especially names, refer to things. They disagreed with the idea that names are tied to a cluster of descriptions or properties. Kripke argued that names are like labels directly linked to the object, and these labels stay the same across all possible situations. This overturns the view that names depend on detailed descriptions. So, in philosophy of language, the question of reference is about how words have, especially names, connect to the things they stand for. So we divide it into three, guys. The first is causal connection. What is causal connection? Causal connection, some say that names refer to things because there is a real connection between the word and the object it names. For example, your name was given to you by someone and that name is used to refer to you. Kayak gitu. For the second, direct link, others argue that names directly point to the things they name without needing a detailed description or spatial connection. It's like the name is a direct link to the object. And the last, connect matters. Some theories suggest that the meaning of the words depends on the context in which they are used. The same word might refer to the different things and also in different situations. So that is from me, guys. Next presenters, time is yours.
Alright, so next is about the Putnam's twins Earth examples. So the Putnam's twins Earth examples are thought experiments designed to challenge traditional views of meaning and reference in language. So in one scenario, he asked us, to imagine a planet called Twin Earth that identical to Earth in every way, including the language. So however, the liquid revert to water, on Twin Earth is not hydrogen dioxide, but a different substance. For example, we call it in X, Y, and Z, So the key idea in that, despite the linguistic and psychological similarities between Earth and Twin Earth inhabitants, so the reference on the term water, differs on each planet. Even if individuals on both planets have the same mental states and meaning associated with the word water, so the actual substances they refer are different. This example aims to show that external factors such as the cycle, environment, and the composition of substances play a crucial role in determining the reference of term. Putnams argue against the idea that meaning is solely determined by internal mental states. Stating that meanings ain't in the head, he suggests that the reference of term is influenced by external circumstances, and this externalism is essential for understanding the language. The example extends beyond Twin Earth to include terms like elm and beach, or medical condition like arthritis, emphasizing that both cycle and social environments contribute to reference determination. The conclusion is that meaning involves not only individual mental state but also external factor, for example, the what meaning or the context. Putnam's arguments have implications for debate in psychology of mind and psychology, suggesting a need to distinguish between narrow and what content or contents. While individuals may share narrow meaning, their understanding of terms may differ when considering the broader external context. And Putnam's ideas support semantic externalism emphasizing the role of external states in determining reference and meaning.
Now, I'll be talking about the two-dimensionalist theory in philosophy of language, developed by David Chalmers. Two-dimensionalist theory is a philosophical concept often applied to language and meaning. This theory typically refers to a philosophical theory that addresses the nature of meaning and possible worlds. It suggests that linguistic expressions and mental states should be understood in terms of two distinct sets of intentions, which are primary intentions and secondary intentions. The first is the primary intention. It is the meaning of a term in the actual world. It is the reference or extension of a term in the world as it is. For example, in the actual world, the primary intention of water is H2O. This is its standard meaning in the real world. The second is the secondary intention. This is the meaning of a term in other possible worlds. This theory aims to capture the complexity of meaning by considering how terms can pick out the same reference in different possible scenarios. For example, imagine a possible world where the composition of water is different. Let's say it's composed of XYZ instead of H2O. In this possible world, the term water still has a secondary intention, referring to the liquid that fulfills the role of what we consider water in that specific scenario. In addition, two-dimensionalism is used to explain the difference between a priori and posteriori knowledge. Prior knowledge refers to a knowledge that is independent of experience without empirical evidence. Meanwhile, posteriori knowledge refers to a knowledge that is dependent on experience or empirical evidence. For example, the composition of water is H2O and is considered as a priori knowledge because its truth can be known independently of experience. Then if you say the composition of water XYZ in another world, then it's considered as a posteriori knowledge because you need to show its truth through empirical evidence in that certain world. In conclusion, the two-dimensionalist theory helps us understand how the term in this world can be different in other worlds. Furthermore, this theory helps us get the knowledge that is obtained with or without empirical evidence. It's important to know or learn the two-dimensionalist theory because it helps us to address issues of reference and meaning in various contexts, especially in philosophy of language and metaphysics. It provides a framework for understanding how terms maintain meaning across different possible worlds while acknowledging variations in their reference. In other words, this theory aims to capture the complexity of meaning by considering how terms can pick out the same reference in different possible scenarios.
Understanding how words acquire meaning and the problem of incommensurability has big consequence. On one side, there's a basic idea the meaning of a word is just what it refers to. On the other side, there's a more extreme view. Every idea or statement we have affects what our words mean, from simple facts to complex theories. If we take the extreme view and say every statement in a theory changes what each word means, then any change in the theory changes the meaning of the words. This means that an updated theory isn't just a better version. It's a completely new one with different words' meanings. According to this idea, even small differences between theories make them fundamentally different, making it tough to compare them because their words mean different things. To deal with these ideas, some people argue against the extreme view by limiting which statements influence word meanings. But just limiting these statements might not be enough. Some suggest that we should think about difference between word meaning and what words refer to. This way of thinking says that having different meaning doesn't mean talking about different things. Also, there's a concept called partial reference by Hartree-Field. It says that scientific words might not always mean one thing. They could partly mean different things in different theories. Field uses examples from genetics and biology to show how the same words in different theories might mean different things, leading to both true and false claims within different theories. All these discussions about how words get meaning and how that affects theories show that it's a pretty complex thing and needs careful thought when we talk about scientific ideas in different theories. In summary, holism and incommensurability offer two contrasting perspectives on the philosophy of language. Holism emphasizes the interconnectedness of language systems, suggesting that meaning of words is determined by their relationship to the whole. In contrast, incommensurability highlights the profound differences in potential incommensurability between different language systems. This concept reminds us of the complexity of language, the intricate web of meanings and relationships that it forms, and the challenges we face in translating and understanding it.